What's up? Matt here, and this is day 28 of 30 days of intuitive eating. The journey of tuning into and listening to and trusting the body's natural wisdom. Because when we do that, a lot of stuff takes care of itself. It is a beautiful thing, and it is a practice. That's what I'm learning day by day. It is a practice. So thank you for taking 10 minutes out of your day to put this into practice, to get a little intentional with how we relate to our food and beyond. This course was created by Megan Macaron with Intention Inspired. And today, our intention is I am compassionate. Yeah, I am compassionate. So today, let's have grace for the times we eat emotionally while continuing to cultivate trust in our body. Diving right in with our host, Megan, as we explore today's intention of being compassionate.
Hello and welcome back to Intuitive Eating Encouraged. Today our intention is to know it's okay to be human and eat emotionally again. And while this course is not exactly on emotional eating, even though I talked about it a lot, because I think that it's a big part of the dieting mentality and we're trying to let go of that and embrace intuitive eating, I just want to mention that it's totally okay to eat emotionally. So while you are embracing eating intuitively, it can happen that you eat emotionally. And then it's up to you if you make that into this huge deal and feel like a failure and then say, well, intuitive eating isn't working for me, I got to go back to calorie counting. Or you accept that you're a human and show some resilience and say, okay, that happened in that moment, one moment. It doesn't mean I need to give up on intuitive eating. It doesn't mean it's not working. It just means I was human. That's all. And the less meaning we give to our eating habits or how we're eating, and we just notice that it happened, we forgive ourselves and we move on. We go back to listening to the body, right? Anytime you fall into the trap of dieting, like the diet mentality of counting calories or skipping meals or eating emotionally or even a binge, right? All of which I talk about in my other course. All that is just you in one moment of one day out of your entire life forgetting to listen to your body. Forgetting that hunger and fullness is there to guide you. That's it. And that might happen a lot, but that's okay. And the goal is to have it happen less and less because you're going to listen to the body more and more and bring more mindfulness to yourself around food, around weight loss, and around your thinking. Because it's very easy to get into your head and create these stories that lead to giving up when something's working really well, right? I call this confirmation bias. So, you'll try something like intuitive eating, and then the moment that you do something that's against intuitive eating, you say, well, doesn't work for me, and you give up. But that doesn't mean it wasn't working. It could have been working just fine, and then you use that one hiccup as an excuse to stop trying. Maybe that's because it doesn't feel comfortable yet, and you want to go back to your comfort zone of dieting and calorie counting. Who knows? Again, there's nothing wrong with dieting and calorie counting technically. It's really just about the mindset you have when you go into it. And to me, you can try any diet out there and you can still eat emotionally as long as your foundation to your health is listening to your body over calorie counting and your brain telling you that like you should skip meals because you've already eaten enough for today for some reason, right? Like you wouldn't, if your bladder said like you have to pee, you wouldn't say, well, I just peed an hour ago, I shouldn't have to pee yet, I'm not going to go do it. But with food, we do that, right? We just ate, and then an hour later, we're hungry again, and we think to ourselves, I just ate, I shouldn't be hungry, so I'm not going to eat. But your body says you're hungry, so we want to listen to your body and eat. We don't need to overeat, we don't need to turn it into an indulgence, it doesn't need to be sugary foods, right? We just need to listen to the body and eat, and that's it. And so it's okay to be human, it's okay to slip up and hiccup and have emotional eating and have a binge, it's okay to count calories again and fall back into that diet mentality a little bit. All those things are okay as long as you're okay with them. The moment you're not okay with them, the moment you beat yourself up and get in your head about it, It turns into this big deal. And we see no other option but to give up on what we're doing, intuitive eating, and go back to the extremes of dieting. And so we really want to be okay with being human and knowing that emotional eating might happen again because we're human. And that is all it is. It's just us being human. That's not going to stop for the rest of our lives. We're going to be human, right? We're not going to turn into robots. And so we're going to have emotions, and occasionally we're going to forget that we can't eat our emotions, and we're going to go eat them. And instead of making that a big deal and saying, what's wrong with me? I need to go back to dieting. We just want to forgive ourselves, go back to eating intuitively, and check in with that hunger and fullness again, right? Oh, full. I'm going to stop eating even though I just ate emotionally. I'm just going to wait for myself to get hungry again. Then I'll eat again. And whatever you want to eat, right? When you're hungry again, you have that choice of what you want to eat. Hopefully by now you're starting to choose more energizing foods, eating for energy, more whole foods because it feels so good without feeling deprived like you can't have the sugars and the junk foods that you might love, right? Because they're not off limits. We're just not trying to have meals of junk food. We're trying to have meals of real food and small portions of junk food. All right. So that is your lesson today on being human and showing yourself some more compassion no matter what's happening around food, right? Just remember that no matter what, we don't want to pop those other 3 tires, and we want to go back towards eating intuitively and listening to your body. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
Yes, Meg, so good. Thank you for reminding me that I am a human. Perfectly imperfect. My flaws are what make me me. It's just a matter of time before I don't meet my own expectations, and that is just a-okay. I also love your invitation to just not just make it so serious. Something I just heard from Peter Crone. Stress is just stress is what we bring to a moment. Stress isn't a thing in and of itself that it just kind of like exists. It's all in the mind, and it's how we bring that to a situation that makes it stressful. I feel the same thing with emotional eating. I emotionally eat most of the time still after going through this course, and I also notice it more, which naturally starts to unwind some healthy patterns of emotional eating just in noticing and having the compassion to not freak out about it. Just be like, oh, that's something I do. Noted. And I feel like just the noticing is, again, so powerful. So yeah, no need to beat myself up after noticing. Right on. Let's dive into today's healthy habit. For the last few days of this journey, our healthy habit is to practice plate crowding. And the goal of plate crowding is to help you never feel deprived again. And this not only always allows you to eat your favorite foods, but also ensures that you are receiving plenty of nutrients from healthier foods that you plate crowd with. So this is broadcasting your platter with a spectrum of foods so that you have the delicious, yummy things that you want, and then also the nutritious stuff that you might not be so keen on, like just eating that one healthy thing. You got your cookies and your creme brulee and whatever else might be yummy to you. So these simple sugars and the carbohydrates that we might lean to when we're maybe emotionally eating or just not as well resourced, or maybe not listening to what our body really needs. These simple sugars and simple carbs can cause the body to release the neurotransmitter dopamine, right? It's that feel-good chemical, drips into the brain, which is often why it can be so hard to stop at just one cookie. Oh my goodness, book club last night, Andrea made lemon cake, I think is what it was. With like almond flour crust and just like, oh my goodness. And yeah, first bite in, I could just feel the swing. Everyone was like, can I have another one? Can I have another? We ate them all up. It was so good. But yeah, that's why we play crowd, so that we can enjoy and get that dopamine spike while also getting the nutrients that our body really craves and wants as well. All right, today's wise words are by Michael Jordan, who said, "I've failed over and over and over in my life, and that is why I continue to succeed." All right, whip on out your journal. We got today's journal prompt question, which is, how can you show yourself more compassion around food and perhaps elsewhere in life? Go ahead and hit pause and give yourself a moment to journal on this. So for me, I can ease up on the expectations that I have for myself. Goals are nice when they push me forward towards more of who I want to be, so long as they don't push me away from myself when I don't meet them. When I fall short of a goal or expectation I thought I was capable of, I will choose laughter for my silly humanness and observe my shortcomings with lighthearted curiosity. All right, today's compassionate micro challenge is to forgive yourself and let go of the past. So throughout the day, maybe you can notice when you aren't in the moment and come back to the moment, especially before making food choices. So however you think you might be able to catch yourself in the moment, not being in the moment, especially when you're snacking. Get creative with how you can prompt yourself to come back to the moment. You can tune into the bod, have some compassion for yourself in the moment, and respond helpfully accordingly. Right on. That wraps up today's intentional session on being compassionate. Thank you so much for joining on this session of curious intuition cultivation. It has been such a journey, and I'm savoring it because we just have a couple more days left. Tomorrow, our intention is I am courageous, which is going to be very needed as we finish up this journey, but still cultivate that body intuition beyond this course. Is going to take a bit of courage. So looking forward to that. If you want to join the community in this wonderful journey, we have a private activity feed. We meet weekly just to check in. There's a lot of other fun resources and things over on the platform. We are about to dive into a couple new journeys. I'll just say we've got 10 Days of Resiliency by Juniper Klatt. I am putting together the 12-week Journey of the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Marva Midkiff has 30 Days of Creativity coming out, the winter edition. I think she's also working on the spring edition too. So lots of good creative magic coming through. And thank you. Yeah, thanks for just tuning in and getting involved, because that always just determines what we spend our attention, intention, and energy into next. So you are awesome. All right. I hope you have a wonderful, compassionate day. Peace and love.